We have paged Dr. Paul, and perfect timing because it was something we saw in the headlines over the last couple of days. Accidental poisoning, and you're seeing this. And one of the things, and these one is the pods.
The pods, yes, the packets of laundry detergent, actually.
Okay, so what are we seeing? The numbers are staggering.
Well, there was a report last week, 17,000 calls to poison control in the States. About these kids accidentally ingesting or breaking them. About 800 kids were admitted to hospital. Some of them were very serious because what happens is the kids play with it, they bite it, they think it's a toy, they think it's chewy or whatever. And what happens is because it's sort of packaged in that, when you bite it or break it, it explodes outwards. And it goes into their lungs, it goes into their face, it goes into their throat, and it burns their throat and burns their lungs actually. So we're telling parents to be cautious, and so I thought it was, the timing was perfect to talk about some other household, dangers that young kids can get into.
And these are new products out, so this is the newest thing to be causing for cause of alarm. And you can see the other pictures that we have of some of the other pods. They look appetizing. They look like they could be fun to play with.
Exactly.
So you got to be very careful. You brought other products in for us, which you know what? Once I saw them side by side, I could see the point they were trying to make.
The point is that kids think that they don't know the difference between a food or a toxic product, and can you blame them? Look at the color here. Look, this here, this is apple juice.
Right.
This is cleaner. Kind of looks the same, right? So if you're a little child and you've drank juice and you're thirsty and you get access to this, you're going to drink it. This can cause severe burnings of the mouth, burns of the throat, burns in the lungs, and actually death as well, obviously.
Moving on to
you into this one.
Yes.
Well, this is a window cleaner, and this is like a Gatorade or a sports drink. Again, similar color. This sports drink actually looks like windshield wiper fluid as well. So again, these things left unattended, a child will see you drinking it. Dad's going to come home drinking his sports drink, and he'll mistake this for that as well.
Okay, it's interesting to be able to see because oftentimes you're like, how did this happen?
Yes.
This is how it's happening.
Yeah.
You've even brought in some of the comments.
This one here I brought here because, and I couldn't find it, but it looks, if you compare it, it looks like Parmesan cheese.
Yes.
Grated Parmesan cheese container, right? And so you can see that the child, your mom's having spaghetti and putting it on the spaghetti, and then the child sees this and wants to put this on his food or eat it or drink it or lick it. Again, very, very toxic product.
So when we look at these four products, as we're looking at cleaning products right here, best thing is just accessibility.
Accessibility, far away from the kids. Make sure that you put them high up somewhere. If you don't have the luxury of having cupboards or lockers, you should get your cupboards locked. There are child-proof locking mechanisms you can get. And the other thing too is never leave them unattended, because a lot of things that we're seeing, they do lock them. But what happens is when mom's cleaning the window or doing some washing around, leaves it there, answers the phone, child gets into it.
That's when we're seeing these cases happen.
Yes, we're seeing that.
Another thing that you brought for us are the gummies.
Yeah. Well, you can't tell the difference between, this and the real thing, right? These are vitamins, right? Which
at one point, it makes them, makes the kids want to be able to consume
exactly,
them.
And that's kind of a controversial thing as well. I tell parents not to say, well, take this medicine's candy, because then they're going to equate it to that, right? But a couple of things I want to say. First of all, they're obviously child-proof covers, obviously. But even at that, I've seen kids get into it. Even at that, I've seen kids get into the medicine cabinet unattended. They climb up the toilet. So again, you need to be able to put these high out of the reach and make sure the child is completely attended all the time.
Because there is something to taking too many of these
That's
candies,
the point.
right?
The point is that a lot of these vitamins are quote-unquote natural, but they contain iron and other products that are toxic. So I've seen children, drink a whole bottle and almost die because the iron is an iron overload. It's very dangerous for children. So people think, well, they took extra vitamins, it's not a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Yeah, so it's quite important for parents to be able to, like I said, prevent it in the future, but also to be aware sometimes the accidents happen when they're least expecting them.
This was a great example, great visual as to how things are happening. Appreciate the information. Dr. Paul joining us.